Ukraine takes down 2 Russian jets instantly.
That isn't just a headline, is it?
No, looking at the reports from last night, January 28, 2026, it has been an absolutely catastrophic 24 hours for the Russian aerospace forces.
We're talking about some of their most advanced multi-million-dollar airframes
Yeah.
just falling out of the sky.
It's unbelievable. And look, if you stand with Ukraine, help us keep reporting the truth. Subscribe to Defense Reports. It's your go-to source for timely, in-depth military and defense reports. I'm Alex. Join me with Arya for the latest from Defense Report. We do sharp, no-nonsense breakdowns of global defense news, military tech. And today, we are covering the absolute dismantling of Russian air power that we are witnessing in real time.
It's great to be here. And honestly, dismantling is the perfect word for it. Because what we're seeing, it's not just a bad day at the office for the VKS, the Russian Air Force. It's a systemic collapse.
Exactly.
We have the downing of a Su-30SM and a Su-34 in a single day. But that is, believe it or not, just the tip of the iceberg.
Right, because while those jets were literally burning, we also got this massive revelation from the SBU, Ukraine's security service.
Oh, the report they just dropped.
They detailed a secret campaign their Alpha Special Forces unit has been running for all of 2025.
And it's wild. It turns out the SBU has been, quietly wiping out a small Air Force worth of Russian jets using long-range drones.
We're talking about $1 billion in damage.
$1 billion.
Yeah.
And it was mostly kept under wraps until now.
And if that wasn't enough, we also have a shocking new report from CSIS on the human cost.
The numbers are just staggering.
Hitting levels we have not seen since World War II.
And there's a tech twist here, too. A really dark one. Russia is now illicitly using Elon Musk's Starlink tech
On their drones.
on kamikaze drones to guide them deep into Ukrainian territory, trying to get around all the jamming.
So elite jets are falling. A secret $1 billion drone campaign is out in the open, and the casualty count is...
Well, it's hard to even comprehend. Our mission today is to unpack how the Russian aerospace forces are being hollowed out from the inside and why 2026 really might be their breaking point.
It's a lot to get through, but the picture it paints is... it's undeniable.
Okay, let's start with the immediate news. January 28th, this double tap, as they're calling it. What exactly happened?
So late in the evening, reports confirmed the loss of 2 of Russia's most capable platforms. First up, a Su-30SM.
And that's their heavy multi-role fighter.
Exactly. Shot down over the Black Sea, south of the Ukrainian coastline.
Just so everyone is on the same page, the Su-30SM isn't some old Soviet relic, is it?
No, absolutely not. This is a 4+ generation fighter. It has thrust-vectoring engines.
Meaning the nozzles actually move?
Right, they move to point the thrust, which allows for these insane maneuvers that would literally tear a normal plane apart. It's built for air superiority. Losing one is a major strategic blow.
And the reports are suggesting a SAM ambush. That's right. The thinking is that Ukraine used a Patriot system.
So they're playing a very dangerous game of hide-and-seek with these things.
Precisely. They're likely pushing these batteries, which, remember, have a range of up to 155 kilometers.
Wow.
Pushing them close to the coast, staying quiet, and then just lighting up the radar as the Russian jets fly into the kill zone. It's an anti-access strategy.
Denying them the airspace.
They're saying Russia can't fly safely, not even over the sea.
It's amazing to see the adaptation. But then there's the second jet, the Su-34. This one's a bit murkier, isn't it?
It is. The Su-34 is their full-back fighter bomber. It's the workhorse, the one dropping all those massive glide bombs on the front lines.
And Ukraine says they shot it down over the Black Sea, too.
Initially, yes, near Snake Island, possibly coordinating with the Su-30. But if you look at the Russian mill blogger channels, like Fighter Bomber,
They're telling a different story.
a completely different story. They admit the loss, which is rare, but they're claiming it crashed way over in the Voronezh or Kursk region because of technical failure.
Ah, the classic technical failure. It just happened to fall out of the sky on the exact same day another one of their pop jets gets shot down.
It's very convenient timing, isn't it? It feels like you're trying to save face.
Of course.
Admitting Ukraine can shoot you down anywhere is demoralizing. Blaming a broken part feels safer for the home audience.
Sure.
But in the end, it doesn't matter.
A lost jet is a lost jet, and a lost crew is a lost crew.
And that's the key point. The human element here is devastating.
Both of these are two-seaters.
Yep. So that's 4 highly trained aviators lost in a single day. The Fighter Bomber channel even posted a tribute to Xenia and Volodya, the crew from the Su-34.
And you can't just replace a pilot like you replace a tire on a truck.
Not even close. It takes at least 5 years, probably more, to train a Grade 1 pilot who can handle these complex missions.
I mean, the amount of information they're processing.
Radar, weapons, navigation, all while flying a supersonic jet. You can't just draft someone and put them in that seat. Russia is losing them faster than they can train them.
It really highlights this battle for the gray zone over the Black Sea. Ukraine is just pushing them back.
They are. Odessa and the grain corridor are vital. So by hitting these jets 150 kilometers out, Ukraine is essentially saying the Black Sea is not your swimming pool anymore.
So while the jets were falling, the SBU decided to pile on the bad news for Moscow.
This SBU report is it's just fascinating. It connects the dots on so many of those mysterious explosions we saw last year.
So what did they reveal?
The Alpha Special Forces Unit says that in 2025 alone, their long-range drones hit 5 different Russian airfields.
Deep inside Russia.
Deep inside Russia. And we're not talking about just scratching the paint.
Whoa.
They confirmed the destruction or terminal damage of 15 aircraft.
Yeah.
And the list is like a who's who of the Russian Air Force. Su-30s, Su-34s, MiG-31s.
There is one specific helicopter on that list that really caught my eye. The Mi-26.
Ah, yes, the Halo.
For anyone who doesn't know, the Mi-26 isn't just a helicopter. It is the biggest helicopter in the world. It's massive.
An absolute monster.
Losing one of those, that's not a tactical loss, that's a logistical nightmare.
That's a great way to put it. Think of it like this. If the Russian military is a logistics company, the Mi-26 is their biggest heavy-haul truck.
It's the only thing that can move another plane.
Right. It's the only thing that can lift a damaged fighter jet or a heavy engine and move it to a repair depot, especially when the roads are bad, which in Russia they often are.
So you get this ripple effect.
Exactly. You destroy the Mi-26, and suddenly when a Su-34 has a gear failure in some remote field, you can't recover it. It just stays there. It creates a bottleneck that slows down the entire fleet.
And the SBU puts the total damage from this campaign at over $1 billion.
Over $1 billion. And that includes not just the jets, but also the fuel depots and ammo dumps that went up in flames with them.
It's perfect asymmetric warfare.
It is. Using drones that cost maybe tens of thousands of dollars to destroy assets worth hundreds of millions.
It's a return on investment that Russia just can't sustain.
They can't. And this leads us to the industrial side of things. Because if you're losing planes this fast,
you have to be building them just as fast.
And that is where it gets really, really interesting. Russia claims they're going to build 82 new jets in 2026.
Which sounds optimistic.
Optimistic is the polite word. The reality is much bleaker. The sanctions are biting hard. They're cannibalizing old planes just to get Western microelectronics for the new ones.
I saw that report from Defense Express about the Su-34 landing gear.
Yes. This is such a critical sign of industrial fatigue. Su-34s are crashing or being grounded because their landing gear won't deploy or retract.
That sounds like a simple maintenance issue.
It is, but it comes from a lack of spare parts. These planes are flying more missions than they were ever designed for. When parts break, there are no replacements. So you pull a half-worn part from a broken jet and stick it in a flying one. It's a death spiral of reliability.
And Ukraine is actively targeting the supply chain itself. We have to talk about that Flamingo strike.
The strike on the Skiff M factory in Belgorod, that was a big one.
So tell us about Skiff M. It's not just another factory, is it?
No, it's a choke point. Skiff M makes specialized drills and diamond-coated cutting tools. You need these very specific tools to machine the titanium and composites for the Su-57 stealth fighter.
So no drills, no stealth fighters.
Pretty much. You can't just buy these things at a hardware store. Ukraine launched 4 of their new Flamingo cruise missiles at this factory.
And the result?
4 out of 4 hits. The factory was heavily damaged. That creates a production bottleneck that you can't just throw money at to fix. It delays everything.
They're fighting the war on the factory floor.
Which is smart. But we have to be fair and look at how Russia is adapting too.
Right. And this brings us to the drone war and Starlink.
This is a major concern. On January 26, we got reports that Russian forces are using Starlink terminals on their BM-35 strike drones.
Wait, I thought Starlink was supposed to be geofenced.
It is. But they're getting illicit terminals through third-party countries, black markets. We saw this in a recent strike on Dnipro City.
So why put Starlink on a drone? What's the advantage?
It solves their biggest problem. Jamming. Ukraine has excellent electronic warfare. They can jam GPS and radio signals.
But they can't jam satellite internet as easily.
Much, much harder to jam. So the drone can get real-time corrections and navigate precisely, even deep behind Ukrainian lines. It turns a relatively dumb drone into a smart weapon.
Which is terrifying because those drones are cheap.
That's the danger. They can do the job of a Su-34 without risking a $50 million jet and 2 pilots. It forces Ukraine's air defense to waste expensive missiles on every single cheap drone.
But Ukraine is pushing back hard on the drone front.
Oh, absolutely. They've allocated a massive budget for 2026 for millions of FPV and long-range drones. We saw that report on January 19th where a $500 Ukrainian drone took out a Russian S-400 radar.
A $500 drone versus a system worth, what, $4 billion?
That is the math that wins wars. An S-400 radar is one of the most sophisticated things Russia has. Losing that to what is basically hobbyist electronics is devastating.
We've talked about the machines, the factories, the tech. But we need to close on the most sobering part of all of this. The human cost.
Yeah, this brings us to the new report from the Center for Strategic and International Studies, CSIS. And the numbers they're grim.
Break it down for us.
The report estimates 1.2 million Russian casualties. That's killed and wounded since February 2022.
1.2 million.
Just let that number sink in. That exceeds the losses of any major power in any conflict since the Second World War.
Korea, Vietnam, Afghanistan.
None of them even come close. And the projection is that combined casualties, both sides, could hit 2 million by this spring.
It's just a level of carnage that belongs in a history book.
And for what? That's the real tragedy. They are advancing, but at a rate of 15 to 70 meters per day.
Meters!
They are trading an entire generation of men for meters of ground. It's a meat grinder in the most horrific sense of the term.
And this has to be affecting morale. You mentioned that fighter bomber channel earlier.
Yes. There's a phrase you see constantly now on Russian military telegram channels. Eternal flight, brothers.
It sounds poetic, but it's a constant funeral dirge.
It's become background noise. Every few days, eternal flight, brothers. It's a way to mask a total failure of command. It tries to turn strategic failure into heroism.
But underneath it all,
there's just exhaustion. These pilots are flying tired, they're flying scared, and they know the machine behind them is breaking down.
So let's just recap. In 24 hours, Russia loses 2 elite jets, 4 pilots. We get confirmation of $1 billion in aviation losses from last year.
Their factories are being hit, their supply chain is in shambles, and their casualty count is climbing towards 2 million people.
It's a picture of a military that is just consuming itself.
The VKS, the Russian Air Force, is being hollowed out. They are losing pilots they cannot replace and planes they cannot build.
It really makes you wonder how long this facade can possibly hold up.
That is the ultimate question. They are still flying, yes, but every system has a breaking point.
And that brings us to the final thought for today.
Think about this. An Air Force isn't just the planes. It's an ecosystem. It's the pilot, the mechanic, the factory worker making that tiny drill bit, the radar operator.
And Ukraine is dismantling that entire ecosystem piece by piece.
So the real question isn't, can they keep flying today? It's what happens when the skies go quiet? Because there is simply no one left to fly and nothing left to fly in.
A chilling thought to leave you with. We will be watching the skies closely. You've been listening to Defense Report by Alex and Aria, where we analyze the latest in military strategy, global defense, and advanced weaponry. Subscribe to Defense Reports, your go-to source for timely, in-depth military and defense reports. We'll catch you next time.